right. So first one here is 6b squared minus 11b minus 2. Now it could well have been 6x squared minus 11x minus 2. So the procedure of this is the same procedure for that. So we're going to work them as they are given, but I'm saying it could have given this. It's the same procedure. All right. So remember the idea that the method that we're using is one where we're trying to split this 11b into two terms. All right, into the sum of two terms. That will be equal still to 11b. All right, and this one is pretty straightforward. We start the procedure by saying the multiplying the a times the c, which is 6 times minus 2. Times minus 2, negative 12. And then we want factors of negative 12 add to negative 11, which is the middle coefficient, negative 11. All right. And now we'll search those factors quickly. The first factors of 12 are 1 and 12. All right. And since you want factors of a negative number, this is a negative number. And since you want factors of a negative number, one factor will be positive and one will be negative. And you have to give the larger one the sign of this thing here, which is negative. So we're going to make this negative and make this positive. So those are factors of negative 12. But when you add them, they are actually equal to negative 11. And so actually you have found the two that you want already. So we're going to break the 11b into negative 12b plus b. All right, we're using these two to split the term. All right, this then comes 6b squared minus 12b plus 1b. You can put 1b if you like for the one right here. Plus 1b minus 2. If you wanted to put the plus 1b and minus 12b there, doesn't matter the order that put there. All that's important is that they equal up to a negative 11b, which they do. Negative 11b. All right, that's all that's important. And we're going to factorize by parts. Common factor in the first two terms. That's the first procedure. So the highest common factor is 6b. We get 6b bracket. It becomes b squared. It's become not b squared, b. Factorize b already. Minus 2 bracket. And remember, we must have the same thing in the brackets over here. I'm going to put back the b minus 2, the bracket. And then if b is factored inside here, means that this plus 1 be factored out here, plus 1. All right. So we're going to put that plus 1 out here. All right. And then it becomes this and this times the common factor. All right. That's what it becomes. It becomes 6b plus 1 times the common factor b minus 2. And those are the two factors right there. Nice and easy. All right. Let's look at the next one. The next one is 5w squared minus 9w minus 2. So these are pretty easy and straightforward. All right. So the same procedure again. Multiply the two coefficients in the c. So it is 5 times minus 2, which is negative 10. Then we have factors of negative 10 that add negative 9. Factors of negative 10 to add to negative 9. I'm giving you some easy ones to begin. So those factors first are 1 and 10. Since you want factors of a negative number, one must be positive and one must be negative. Give the large of the two as a sign of that, which is negative. So make the 10 negative, the 10 positive. And when you add them, they equal negative off the bat. All right, so you have found it already. So you're going to break the negative 9 using 1w and negative 10w. 1w and negative 10w. All right, so this then will come 5w squared And we can, let's put the plus 1w this time. Plus 1w minus 10w and then minus the 2. So this inside is what we got from this and this. All right. And they are equal back negative 9w. All right. That's what we must have. Must go back to what we had before. Now, hold on a second. I'm going to step this far. Hold on a second. Hello? Good afternoon. What do you mean? All right, guys. Sorry about that. So we're going to factorize by parts now. So let's come and factor in those two terms is just w. So we're going to get w into 5w plus 1. And you have to put 5w plus 1 over here. Whatever in this bracket, you move it back over here first. And then you look from a negative 10w. If you factorize on a 5w, it means that you must have factored out a negative 2. What you can do to know is you can divide the negative 10w by the 5w. And that tells you that you must have factored a negative 2. It's always plus something or minus something you factored. All right? And then you look at check just to make sure. So you know that the negative 2 times the 5w is equal to that. That is fine. And the negative 2 times the positive 1 is equal to negative 2. So you know that is correct. All right? And then as usual now, it's this and this times that common factor. All right? Same as that. So become w minus 2 times the common factor of 5w plus 1. All right, so that's those two examples. Nice and easy. Any questions? Body all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's see if we can find another one that is, all right, let's do, all right, let's do a couple more. All right, let's do these two. Let's do these three. Some of these too straightforward, you know? Some of them too a little bit too straightforward. All right, let's look at the next worksheet. But some of these kind of too straightforward. Let's look at the next worksheet. They're not giving us some of the work that I want us to practice. Let's look at some. All right, so for this one, let's focus on the ones down here. Let's focus on the ones on the bottom. All right, because these, the ones at the top, there's an easy way to do these. Okay, I'm going to show you an easy way to do these when the x squared coefficient is 1. All right, or when the squared coefficient is 1. It's an easy way to do those. All right, so let's focus on the ones down here, part 5. Let's do the ones in part 5. So we get a picture, part 5. Not that. Let's go back. All right, so we're trying to do this. All right, so let's do some of these now. So let's do A right here. First one, which is A. So A is 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Again, this one is pretty straightforward, you know. Again, this one, these are kind of like really very straightforward and easy. Don't want to do the ones that are too straightforward. All right, let's do F first. F. The last, which is 5 squared minus 17x plus 6. Let's do that one. All right, let's do that one and look at something. So this one, the same procedure. All right, so we're going to do 5 times 6 is 30. All right, that's a positive 30. Then we want factors of 30 that add to negative 17. So look at it now, you know, we want factors of a positive number, this is positive, that add a negative number, that's negative. So what we have to remember, you know, is that a positive number will have either 2 positive factors or 2 negative factors. Since we want the sum of the factors to be negative, then we have to use 2 negative factors. All right, so let's start it. Factors of 30. First is 1 and 30. Both of them must have the same sign. Since we want sum to be negative, we give both of them negative sign. But negative 1 and negative 30 is negative 31. Don't want that. So you go to the next 2 factors of 30, which is 2 and 15. 2 and 15. Again, both of them must be negative because we want the sum to be negative. All right, and when you add negative 2 and negative 15, actually, yes, you get the negative 71. So it means that we're going to break this negative 17 using negative 2x and negative 15x. All right, so we can proceed. And so this then becomes 5x squared. We can put minus 15x first, and then minus 2x plus 6. So this in here must give about the negative 17x, which it does. Always check that the middle term gives you back what you had before. Or yes, I mean to give you back what you had before. And then you proceed to factorize by a part. Highest common factor in the first 2 terms is 5x. So we get 5x bracket x minus 3. If we divide this by the 5, you get 3. Put back the same thing bracket over here, x minus 3, that is important. Both brackets must have the same thing. So if you factor the x inside here, the negative 2 must be factored out there. It's easy as that. Alright, so you factor the negative 2. Negative 2, and then you check it. Negative 2 times this, that, which is fine. And negative 2 times negative 3, positive 6. So that also is correct. So then it becomes this and this times that. Right? Usually what happens is 5x minus 2 times x minus 3. And that's that. Right. Let us see. I don't like these because the question in this kind of just a little bit too straightforward. These questions. All right, let us just do D. All right, and then maybe to go to the card. I didn't realize the question so easy. So let us do D. So D is 2x squared minus 3x minus 4. Not 4, minus 2. Same procedure. Multiply the 2 n values, which is 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. One factor of negative 4 that add to the negative 3. That is the middle term. All right. So here we want factors of a negative number. One will be positive, one will be negative. Give the larger one than of this. All right. Let me show you some right beside. If that's a plus, I'll show you what the difference is. If this was 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 instead, All right, then it would again be, let's look at what would happen. Still 2 times negative 2 equals negative 4. Then you want factors of negative 4 at the positive 3. All right, well, the difference. So over this side, the first two factors will be 1 and 4. Give the larger one the sign of this, which is negative. So make this negative, that positive. Those are factors of negative 4. And when you add them, you get the negative 3 that you want. So yes, you would have found it. And then this then up here would become 2x squared. And you're breaking it now with this and this. So let's put it as minus 4x plus 1x and then minus by 2. So these 2 is what is equal to negative 3x, the middle term. Always check it, make sure it equals back to the middle term. And factor by parts. Highest common factor in the first two terms first. All right, that would be 2x. 2 out of the first term leaves with x. 2x out of negative 4 leaves us with 2. All right. But the x minus over here. So the same thing in the bracket. Since we get x factor there, plus 1 must factor out there. Simple as that. Factor out the plus 1. Plus 1. And then you check it. This times this is this, which is good. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, which is that. You check. And so then become this times this and that times that. Alright, it becomes 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1, sorry, 2x plus 1, x minus 2. Alright, now let's look at the other one now on the right. What we get on the right over here. Now, as we said, no, the middle term is a plus 3. So in that case, you to go for factors 1 and 4. Factors of 4 are 1 and 4. But because you want the sum to be positive like that, you give the large one the positive sign this time and the smaller one the negative sign. And when you check it, the plus 4 and minus 1 actually plus 3. So yes, those two would be, it would give about the middle term. And so they go back now for this. Right? Go back for that. And so it will become 2x squared using these. I'm going to put the plus 4x minus 1x minus 2. All right, this is the plus 4x, this is the minus 1x. All right, I just put the 4 in front because I want a factor that is easy to work the 2 that is there. That's why I put the 4x in front. And these 2 will give you about plus 3 anyway, which is what you want. All right, and you're going to go and factorize the middle term. Factorize the first two terms, sorry. Factorize the first two terms. The 2x bracket x plus 2. You must put by the x plus 2 in the bracket over here first. You must put by the same thing in the bracket over here first, which is the plus 2. All right, and then if the x is fed in here, the minus 1 is the factor there. All right, minus 1 is fed out there. So you factor the negative 1, and you get negative 1 times x this. And negative 1 times positive 2 is negative 2. So you know the factor is good. Check if you factorize it good. And then it becomes this and this times that common factor. Alright, so it comes 2x minus 1 times the common factor of x plus 2. And basically, that is that. Alright. Yeah, so those are an example. Let's see if I see an example that I might want us to look at. It's pretty straightforward. Let us look back and see if there are others more math equals better math. I'm going to show you a shortcut method to some of these just now. Right. Shortcut method to do these. I'm going to show you. Let me see if there's any here that I feel might want us to look at. All right, let's look at 11. Let's look at 11. All right. Let's look at 11. 11. All right, look at these. Challenge ourselves with these three. All right, let's do those. All right. Okay. All right, so we're gonna look at 6r squared plus r minus 7. All right. So I follow the same procedure, which is 6 times negative 70. 6 times 7 negative 70 is negative 642, 420. 420. I want to factor negative 120 that add to positive 1. Add to positive 1. So we can find that quickly. We can do a square root of the 420. So see what number it is. So like 20 and 21. 20 times 21. All right, so that's what we were. But let me show you how you would search, or you would tend to search it. It works out the 20 and 21 and are the two factors. But it's too many values to go down the list of factors. All right, it's too many values to go down the list of factors. But the two factors for this are 20 and 21. Those are the two factors of 420. All right. And one must, since one must negative and one must be positive, because a negative number give the larger sign of this, which is plus. So make the larger one plus and the smaller one minus. All right. And so that becomes add up to the 1, which is what you want. Negative 20 and 21. And so this then would become 6r squared minus 20r, that's here, plus 21r. What we can do is put minus 21r in front. So we're going to put plus 21r from this one. This one goes here. And then minus 20r. Yeah?
How do you know whether to use
Yes?
both? How do you know whether to use both positive, negatives, or either?
All right, good question. Give some examples now. Let's give examples quick. All right, over here. Show you. I'm going to use examples to show you, all right? Now, suppose let's use a simple number. Let's use a number like 12. Let's use a number like 12. All right? Suppose you multiply 4 times 3 and you get 12. All right? Or so you multiply 2 times 6. Multiply 2 times 6 and you get a positive 12. And let's say middle term is 1. All right? So you get a positive 12 and well, middle term wouldn't be 1 in that case. Say this is a let's do it that way. Let's say you get 12. Let's say you get 12, right? And you want your sum of the factors to be positive. Let's say positive 6. Positive 7 is the middle term. So you do your 2 times 6 and you get 12, and you want factors of 12 that add to 7. Now, factors of this positive number, factors of a positive number is that 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. Factors of a positive number is positive. Factors of a positive number is either 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. Now, in this case, because you want the sum to be positive, you have to use 2 positive factors. So two positive factors they would use is to be 3 and 4, make both positive, right? Both of them positive, and they want to positive 7. Now, if it was 2 times 6 equals 12, and middle term was negative 7 instead, negative 7. If the middle term was negative 7, again, this is a positive. Factors of positive numbers are either 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers, right? But because you want the sum, of the factors to be negative, then you'd have to use 2 negative factors. 2 factors of 12 would be 3 and 4, but you have to make both of them negative, because negative times negative 4 is still positive 12, but they add to negative 7, right? They add to negative 7. So in this case, you would use negative 3 and negative 4. Let's look at negative numbers now. Let's look at negative examples now. Right? So let's say we have 2 times 6 again. Let's say it's 2 negative 6. 2 times negative 6 equals negative 12. And you want your middle term to be positive 1, for example. This time now, factor, this is now a negative number. This is now a negative number. Now, factors of a negative number, one factor must be positive and one factor must be negative. Right? Because factors of a negative number, one must be positive and one must be negative. You give the larger one the sign of this. Right? So up here, when you know that if one factor is positive, right? Both of the numbers get the same sign as this. Right? See in this example here. When you want factor positive number here, both of the numbers get the same sign as that. When is a factor of a negative number you want, like here, so now, one factor will be positive and one factor will be negative. You give the larger one sign of this, the larger one the sign of that, because you know of a negative number. A negative number with a positive factor and a negative factor. All right? So in this case, you would have to use 3 and 4 again, 2 factors. But you have to give the larger one the positive and the smaller one the negative, because when you multiply these two, when you multiply those two, you get the negative 12. But when you add them, you get the positive 1. That's it. Right? If we had another example, third one now, or the fourth one, here it was 2 times negative 6 again. It was negative 12. But this time you want the sum, the middle term is negative 1. This time you want the middle term to be negative 1. Same thing again. This is a negative number. Factor of a negative number, one will be positive and one will be negative. Give the larger one the sign of this, which is negative. So this time now, the larger factor is going to be negative. So you go here now. You're going to find the factor of this will be 3 and 4. This time you have to give the large one sign of this. So the large one has negative and the small one positive. And then this 2 now would add to negative 1. So you have to break it out. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that reasoning? Good. So that's how
Yes,
you know what to do, right? Remember, factors of a positive number is either 2 positive factors or 2 negative factors. Factors of a negative number is 1 positive and 1 negative. So when it's factors of a negative number, 1 positive and 1 negative, you give the larger factor the same sign of the number that you want to get. When it's 2, when you want factors of a positive number, you're either gonna get 2 negative numbers or 2 positive numbers. You use the sign of the value that you want to get. All right. So basically that's it. All right. So if I come back to this example over here, left off the negative 70. Remember, I check that this give you back a middle term. 21R minus 20R gives you back a middle term. All right, so this one goes there, down here. All right, now you proceed. Now, factors, highest common factor of 6r squared and 21r looks to me like 3r. 3r is the highest common factor of these two values. You want the highest common factor. Factorizing completely, you know. And the highest common factor, which is 3r. 3r in this gives me 2r. 3r into this gives me 7. All right, 7. The same thing must come back in the bracket here. See there? 2r plus 7. Same thing in the bracket. That's why I always write back the same thing in the bracket first. And then from this, if I factor down 2r down here, it means that I must have factored out a negative 10. If you want, you can just divide it. Negative 20r divided by 2r gives me negative 10. So the factor must have been negative 10. Right? So I must have factored a negative 10. Factor out a negative 10. And then you check it. Negative times this is that, which is good. Negative 10 times positive 7 is a negative 70, which is, and then you finish. It becomes this and that times that. All right? So it becomes 3r minus 10 times 2r plus 7. All right? That's the first one. Let's look at the second one. Let's look at the second one. So the second one is 8b squared plus 2b minus 3 to factorize. All right, to factorize. Again, the same procedure. First thing you're going to do is multiply the two values. So we're going to multiply 8 times negative 3. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. See it? One factors of negative number that the positive. So the two factors of this, one with positive and one with negative, give the large one the same sign of this, the larger one, give the larger one the positive. That's how we do it. All right? That's what we say. Give the large one the positive. All right? So one factors of negative 24 that add the positive 2. All right, so we're gonna search for those factors now. Now, sometimes in the exam, I can't see the two factors right off the bat. I wanna search for them. So if you can't see what the two factors you need are right away, what you can do is go down the list of factors and test factors. So the first two factors of 24 be 1 and 24. Give the larger one the positive and the smaller one the negative. But when you do 24 minus 1 is 23. No, you don't want 23, you want 2. So you go on the next two factors of 24 are 2 and 12. Give the larger one the positive and the smaller one the negative. But 12 minus 2, 12 minus is 10. And the positive, you know, these are positive, positive 10. You don't want 10, you want 2, so you cross it out as well. The next two factors of 24 are 3 and 8. 3 and 8. Give the larger one positive and the smaller one the negative. And then 8 minus 3 is 5. So that's a positive 5. You don't want 5. You want 2. So that's not it. So the next two factors of 24 are 4 and 6. Give the larger one positive and the smaller one negative. And this time now, the 6 minus 4 is 2. Positive 2. So yes, you have found it. So what it means is that you're gonna split your 3 into 6b minus 4b or minus 4b plus 6b. Any order you want, any way to put it, it doesn't matter. All right, so you already know you have found the two factors that you want. This then becomes 8b squared, and I'm gonna write minus 4b plus 6b plus b is from here and minus 4b is from there. All right, so we're gonna use. And then you get back the minus 3. All right. And then now you check that this will be back your plus b, what you had originally. Always check to make sure you're getting back the same thing that you had before. All right. Now you go higher common factor in the first two terms here. is 4b. So you factor out the 4b. 4 out of this is b minus 1. Put back the same thing in the bracket. Don't try to factorize this by itself. You'll run into problem. Just put back the same thing in the bracket first. 2b minus 1. And then you look. From a plus 6b, you find a 2b. If you're dividing by the 2b, you must have factored out a positive 3. You must factor out a positive 3. Right? So the factor out here must be a positive 3. You can use this to, if you want, minus 3 divided by minus 1 is positive 3. So that's why you can know what is supposed to be there. Usually just use the first value. All right, that's it. And then now it becomes this and this times that. All right, and it becomes 4b plus 3 times 2b minus 1. 4b plus 3 times 2b minus 1. All right, and then let's do this last one now. Let's do the last one, which is 2k plus 19k. Well, this is pretty straightforward. Minus 20. Minus 10, sorry. This one easy. I'm gonna get 20. All right, let's change this a little bit. Let's put minus k right here. So let's put minus k. And this, let's use that instead. Let's do that one instead. Instead they gave us. Let's do that. All right. Let's do that one instead. All right, so the same procedure again. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. Factors of negative 20 that add to negative 1. There's no value here, so then 1 there, negative 1. The middle coefficient is negative 1. So one factor of negative 20 that add to negative 1. Since you want factors of this negative number, 1 positive and 1 negative, give the larger one the same sign of this. Larger one you're gonna make negative. Alright? Larger one make negative. Alright. So we already know. So searching for factors of 20. So search for them down here. First two factors are 1 and 20. Give the larger one the negative sign and the smaller one positive sign. But these add up to negative 19. We don't want negative 19. So we'll change that question. So you go to the next two factors, which will be 2 and 10. Give the larger one negative and the smaller one the positive. But 2 and negative 10 is negative 8. You don't want that. You want negative 1. The next two factors will be 3 and what? 3 and nothing. Then 4 and what? 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Give the larger one negative, the smaller one the positive. And these now give you the negative 1 that you want. Right? So it means that the negative k, you're going to turn it into 4k minus 5k. All right? So what's going to happen? So then you come now bring this on. So it becomes 2k squared. 2k squared plus 4k minus 5k minus 10. So this is what middle term is equal. That is equal to negative k. So we know that that is good. All right. And then we're going to do factorize the first two terms. So it becomes 2k into k plus 2. What you do? Put the same thing in the bracket over here first before you do anything else. So put the k plus 2 here first. And then you look. Now this x here should be. Then you look. If you factor the k down here, the negative 5 must be factored out here. Alright? Or this tells you the negative 10 divided by 2 divided by 2 gives you the negative 5 that you want. So you use the last one as well. All right, so it's negative 5 outside here. Negative 5. All right, and then therefore it becomes 2k minus 5. That is this and this times a common factor of k plus 2. K plus 2. All right, that's that. All right. So far, so good, everybody? So far, so good?
Yes, sir.
But all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You just need to practice these questions when you go and work them over again. We're not finished yet, you know. We're going to do some more work, right? We're going to do some more work. We'll just start over another hour or so. All right. So, so I want to show you a shortcut method now of doing the ones where coefficient of the x term is 1, like these. All right. I'll show you a shortcut method. You listen to me carefully now. All right. Listen to me carefully. So this is when the x squared term is a 1. It's just like x squared. All right. And the first term is just an x squared. No 2 in front of it, no 3 or anything like that. If you look at all of these values, the first term is just like a x squared. All right. All of these values, you can look at them. All right. What is there? They're all just square terms. All right. That's what I'm talking about. These first terms are perfect here. Right? Or multiple of anything. So it's like just squared, y squared, z squared. That's the first term. These are all quadratics, you know. But the first term is just a square. All right. We're talking about the quadratics with 3 terms. Right. We're going to show for the quadratics with 3 terms. So for example, this one is the difference of 2 squares. That one will be the difference of 2 squares. All right. So what I'm talking about are these. Right? These 3 terms. All of that's 3 terms. This is only 1 2 terms, which is the difference of 2 squares. All right. So before I get into that, let me show you something now. Now, if my quadratic is like x squared plus, say, bx, and say plus c, listen to me good now, you know. First thing you must observe is the last term, right? If that is a plus, it means that the signs are the same. Plus out here means that the signs in the bracket, the 2 signs in the bracket are the same. 2 signs in the bracket are the same. And this tells me that they are both positive. Both positive. All right, if that is a plus. If this, let me open my screen so I can erase something. We go. So let me use this instead. Right. What I'm basically saying, right, is if you have a quadratic that starts with an x squared plus some value times x plus some other value, right? This tells me that the signs in the bracket are the same. Same sign. And then this tells me what the sign is. Same sign. So in this one, my factorization would be bracket, 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 bracket. X and x must be the first 2 terms, and the 2 signs in the bracket must be both positive. And then these 2 numbers now will be factors of this and add to this. I'm going to show you, but the first thing I'm telling you about is a positive and a negative. If instead I had x squared minus bx plus c again, right? And I'm going like this. I must have x and x here. This again means that the signs are the same and both of them are negative. So it means that my inside the bracket would have 2 negative signs. All right, 2 negative signs. And then now this and this will be factors of this that add to the b. All right, I'm going to use some numbers and show you this now, but just understand the same business first. If instead it was x squared plus bx minus c, this minus now would tell me that signs in the bracket are different. Signs in the bracket are different. And this tells me that the larger value of this sign, the larger value would have this sign. The larger value in the bracket would have that sign. So in that case, my bracket would look something like this. Bracket, 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 bracket. And my larger factor, my larger factor of C would have this sign. So it would be X and X. And then the signs in the bracket will be different. One will be a plus, one will be minus. And I would have to put my larger value here, my larger factor of C to go there. All right. If it was x squared minus bx minus c, again, this would tell me that the signs in the bracket are different. Signs in the bracket are different. And then this now would be my large factor, my larger factor in the bracket. All right, so when I do my bracket, my larger factor of C, I'm talking about factor of C, you know, larger factor will be negative. So the bracket, 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 bracket. X, X. One will be positive, one will be negative. I would have to put the larger one here now. The larger factor would have to go behind the negative, the larger factor. Understand? And then what would happen is that the factors of C must add to B. Factors of C must add to B. All right. Those are the rules. So if the signs in the bracket are, if the last value is positive, then the signs in the bracket are the same, and this tells you what they are. If the signs in the bracket are positive, if the last value is positive, signs in the bracket are the same, this tells you that they are both negative. For this one, if the sign in the bracket is negative, that means that the two signs are different. The large factor will be positive in this case. And if the sign out here is negative, then the signs in the bracket are different. The larger factor must be negative. Let us go on the example now and work it and show you. So I just need to see it. Right, do it over here. I'm going to speak through it. Let me see if I can open this file. Let me see if I can open this file and thing. That will open up like that. It will open up like a PDF. Hold on. 1 second. Let's go back and see. Which one is it? It is. Oh, it took me like a JPEG, so I can't do anything. It took me like a JPEG. All right, no problem. We can work with it right just the same. Let's see what we can do right here. All right, let's see what we can do. All right, talk to me now. First one, everybody pay attention now. Everybody pay attention. Zoom it up. The first one. I started it for us, but they actually started a mistake. Because this tells me that the signs in the bracket are different. So one should be positive and one have negative. All right? That's the first thing. One should be positive and negative. All right? So one should be positive and one be negative. And then now, what happened is that the factors of 24, the difference must be 10. You're looking for factors of 24 where the difference is 10. You're looking for factors of 24 where the difference is 10. That's what the negative out there mean as well, that you want the difference. Factors of 24 where the difference is 10. So those two factors are what? 12 and 2. 12 and 2. So it's 12 and 2, because the larger one must be positive. So it's 12 and that's it. That's it. That will be the answer for that one, you know. But understand that? Let's look at the second one. The second one, factorizing the second one. And remember, this method is when the first term is just a perfect square. Like 1, like just y squared in this one. So you know that the two values are y and y. The plus here now means that the signs in the bracket are the same. The plus means that the two signs in the bracket are the same. And this means the two signs are negative. So I must have a negative and a negative in the bracket. Then I want factor of 14 that add. Means that I want factors that add to 15. Factors of 14 that add to 15. Factors of 14 that add to 15 are 1 and 14. Factors of 14 that add to 15 are 1 and 14. But understand that?
Yes, sir.
Right? And let me tell you how you can check if it is correct. I'll show you a quick way. Afterwards, I'll show you can check it if it is correct. Look at this one now. This means that signs are different. This means that you get a large factor, the negative sign. And this negative also means that you want the difference in the factors of 20 must be it. You want 2 factors of 20 where the difference is 8. 2 factors of 20 where the difference is 8. That is 2 and 10. Factors of 20 where the difference is 8 is 2 and 10. The difference between 2 and 10 is 8. All right? So look how I can factor this quick now. Bracket, bracket. Z. Signs in the bracket are different. One is negative, one is positive. I have to give the larger one the negative. Then I want the 2 factors of 20 where the difference is 8 is 2 and 10. Make this one, the larger one must be negative and the smaller one positive. See there? That's it. I factorize that. Let me show you can check it if it's correct now. I want to show you can check it if it's correct. Watch this. So the first 2 terms give you that, which is correct, right? The product of the first 2 terms give you that. All right. Now the product of this third term is the product of the second 2 terms. This is negative 10 times 20. That is correct. Now we see the middle term right here. The middle term is the sum of what I call the far product and the near product. The sum of the far product and the near product. Now look, the near product is negative 10z and the far product is 2z. Negative 10z and 2z is negative 8z. So that's how I know it is correct. I test the values. All right, let's continue. Maybe by me doing more examples, you'll see. All right, because some of these factorizing can be easier. You don't have to go through the whole procedure. Look at this next one. This next one, again, I know bracket. The first term is just a squared, so this is a and this is a. Signs in the bracket are different. One will be negative and one will be positive. The larger one will be negative. I'm going to put the larger one here. All right, the larger one will be negative. Then I want factors of 30 where the difference is 7. Factors of 30 where the difference is 7. That's 3 and 10. Factors of 30, 3 and 10. The difference is 7. The difference is 7. Oh, I know I want the difference because of the minus here. The minus here is that I want the difference. The difference must be 7. When there's a plus here at the sum must be 15. Here, because of the minus, the difference must be 7. But understand that? So let's continue. I'll show you a shortcut we are doing these questions. So the difference, factors of 30 where the difference is 7 is 10 and 3. And the larger one I put in it, 10 and 3. That's it. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one again, the first term is just a b squared, so that is an easy factorization to do. So it becomes b and e. Plus out here tells me that the two signs in the bracket are the same, and this tells me that they are both negative. Minus, minus. And this plus tells me now that I want factors of 28. Factors of 28 that add to 16. Factor 28 that add to 16. Factors of 28 that add to 16. That's 2 and 14. Factors of 28 that add to 16 is 2 and 14. So what it means that I'm just going to put 14 here and 2 there. Signs in the bracket are the same and there. That's it. And I can check it if it's correct. Look, I'm going to check it again. Look. The first term is b times b. B times b is b squared. The last term, right, is negative 14 times negative 2. Give me positive 28. That is correct. The middle term, which is negative 16b, is the sum of the far product and the near product. The near product is negative 14b, and the far product is negative 2b. Negative 14, negative 2 equals negative 16b, which is what the middle term is. So I've checked it, and it is correct. Let's continue and do this one. Let's continue with the next one. Next one again. Let's go. So the next one, the first term is a c squared. So I know that I can just go and factorize it straight, quick and fast. All right. So ready again. Bracket, 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 bracket. So it's c and c. The minus over here tells me that the two signs in the bracket are different. Give the larger one the positive. So I'm going to put a plus and minus. I'm put the large value in front of the plus. I'm going to put larger value here. Then the minus also tells me that I want difference between the factor 34 must be 15. I want two factors of 34 where the difference is 15. Factors of 34 where the difference is 15. That's 2 and 17. 2 and 17. Factors of 34, the difference is 15. Put the larger one in the plus right there. Simple as that. And the smaller one at minus right there. All right? The larger one in front of the plus because the middle is positive. All right? That's it. So 2 and 17. I put 17 here and the 2 there. Want to check if it is correct? Let's check if it is correct. So the first term is c times c. Is that good? No problem there. The last term is 17 to negative 2. 17 times negative 2. Right? That equals the negative 34. That is correct. The midterm, no. The middle term is the sum of the far product and the near product. The near product is 17c. The far product is minus 2c. c times minus 2 is minus 2c. These two, when you add them, you get 15c. So it is correct. But understand that? Answer, please. Understand what you do?
Yes, sir.
Understand this, guys? I'm just showing a quick and easy way to factorize some of these kinds of factorization. Let's finish all of them. Let's do all of them, and hopefully we'll pick up. All right, and you can go back and watch again. So this again, first term is a d squared, so we can factorize it quick and fast. So it's d and d. Tell me that the two lines are different, and this gives me that the larger will be negative. So I'm going to put the negative first, the positive next. Two signs are different. Then I want factors of 36 where the difference is 9. Because minus means that I want the difference must be 9. Factors of 36 where the difference is 9. Factors of 36. So if you don't know what it is right away, you can try 1 and 36. 1 and 36. No, the difference is 35, so it's not that. Right? 2 and 18. No, the difference is 16. I want the difference to be 9. Right? 3 and 12. Yes, the difference between 3 and 12 is 9. So let's put the bigger one here. So 12 years, 3 days. So you're done. You're done. That's it. Right? That's it. Right? So you put the 12 there and the 3 there. That is correct. Let's do the next one. Again, the first term is e squared, so I can factorize it quick and fast. Bracket, 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 bracket. E and E. This tells me that the two signs in the bracket are the same. This tells me that they are negative. So negative, negative. And then this tells me that I want factors of 25 that add. This that I must add the factors of 25 that add to 10. Factor of 25 that add to 10 is 5 and 5. Right? So that I put in 5 here and 5 there. Done. That's it. 5 and 5. Factors of 25 that add to 10. 5 and 5. Then this one knows us of 2 squares. So this one, we're not going through that procedure. This one is as squared, x squared minus 8 squared. That's what it is. And so it becomes f minus 8 f plus 8. I'm going to write the solution for these. And remember, these are all the equations. I factor them first. So put in equals 0. Write down over this side, right? We'll finish. I'll just write them first. I want to show you the right solution from afterwards. All right. Let's do the next one. Let's factorize in them first, and then we're going to write the solution for them. So this one, no, ready again. The g squared is here. So I know it's an easy factorization. So let's factorize. Bam, 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 bam. E and G. This tells me that the two signs in the factor are different, and the larger one, the negative. The larger one first. Negative, positive. Then I want factors of 42 now where the difference is 11. Why difference? Because I have a negative here. The negative here that I want the difference in the factors. When this is a plus, it means that I want the sum of the factors. The difference in the factors of the two must be 11. All right, so we can try factors. So factors of 1 and 42. The density is 41, so I don't want that. Then 2 and 21. That is 19. The difference is 19. All right. Then what is it? Then 3 and 14 are the next two factors of 42. The difference is 11. So that's it. That's what I want. So it means that the 14 go in there and 3 go in there. Difference between 3 and 14 is 11. All right. So that's it. As easy as that. So the 14 go here, 3 go here, equal 0. All right. Next one. Factorize, 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 factorize. So again, 8 squared on the front, so it's an easy factorization. H. This means that the signs are the same and they're all positive. Right? So all positive. So this now means 1 to the 4 that add. I know add because the plus here means that I want add. To the 4 add 22. Factor the 4 that add 22 is that's 20 and 2. 20 and 2, they add to 2, and they have to the 40. So 22 equal 0. All right, and then this one now again is I and I. I and I. It means that I want two signs that are different. Give the large one the minus. So I'm going to put the large one in front, the minus, small out there. Then I want factors of 32 with difference is 14 because of minus, the difference 14. Factors of 32 with the difference is 14. That is 2 and 16. 2 and 16 are factors of 32. The difference is 14. Put the larger one right there. You're done. So 16, 2, 16 and 2. And that equals 0. Next one. J squared is the first term. It's J and G. Signs are the same. They are both negative. All right. So two signs are negative. Then I want factors of 42 that add to 13. That is factors of 32. Factors of 42 that add to 13. So it's 142, no, 221. So it's 3. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Factors of 42 that add to 13. Factors of 42 that add to 13. 1 and 42 don't add to 13. 2 and what? 2 and 21 don't add 13. 3 and 14 are the next two factors of 42. Don't add to 13. Next two factors of 42. Try to find factor of 42 out here. And 4. 42 divided by 4. No. 5, 6. 42 divided by 6. Right. So its next one is 6 and 7. That's 6 and 7 are factors of 32, and they add to 13. Right, the two signs are negative in the bracket. So 6, 7, 1. That's 6 and 7. So signs are negative. 7 and 6 equals 0. All right, the next one, k squared in front again. So we know it's k and k. All right, signs in the bracket are different. Give the larger one the plus. Give the larger one plus. So it's plus minus. The factors of 54, the difference is 3. Because there's the difference in the factors. Factor of 54, the difference is 3. What are those factors? We're looking at 54. Right? Factors of 54, the difference is 3. That's 3 factors. 54, that's 2 and 27. No, that's not it. All right, this must be 3. 54 divided by 3, that's 18 and 3. It's 2. The difference must be 3, so you don't want that. All right, so something close to the middle. 54 divided by 6. Right, so 6 and 9. 6 and 9. Factors of 54, the difference is 3, 6 and 9. Right, so you put the 9 here and put this here. Right? Simple as that. Larger one. So put the 9 here, put this here, equal 0. And then this one down here is m squared. In front is the factorize. So it's m and m. And this the two signs are different, both of them positive. Signs are different. No, signs are different, the large and positive, sorry. Signs are different, larger one positive, positive, negative. You want factors of 45 where the difference is 12. Factors of 45 where the difference is 12. Right? What is that? Factors of 45 where the difference is 12. Nobody can tell me what those are? That's like 3 and 15. Factors of 45, the difference is 12. See that? Factor of 45, where the difference is 12. That's the difference between this and this is 12. So put 15 in front there, plus the larger one. 15 here, 3 here, equals 0. And the last one now. The last one, how can I see it? This is in front of it. Like this and so on. All right, let's try like this for the time being. So the last one now is signs are the same, they are both negative. Signs are the same, they are both negative. So bracket, 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 bracket. N and N. Signs are negative. Factors of 40 that add to 13. Factors of 40 that add to 13? What are the factors of 40 that add to 13? Look like 8 and 5. 8 and 5. 8, 5 is 40. 8 and 5 is 13. So 8 and 5 equals 0. So that's very easy. And then now from this now, what are the answers? Let's turn the back like this. What's the answers? The actual values. So solving, these are equal solving. So tell me if you can see this now. So imagine this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 0. The first one equals 0, then the y equal to 1. Or the second one equals 0, then the y be equal to 14. So really very easy. Next one will be z equals 10, or the z equals -2. This is -2. That one. Next will be a equals 10, or a equals -3. Next one, b equals 14, or b equals 2. But understand all of that work? Next one, c equals -17, or c equals 2. Next one will be d equals 12, or d equals -3. Next one will be e equals 5, or e equals 5. That's repeated rule. E equals 5 repeated. This one will be f equals 8, or f equals -8. Next will be g equals 14, or g equals -3. Next one, h equals -20, or h equals -2. So I equals 16, or I equals -2. We'll better say it now. Next one, j equals 7, or j equals 6. K equals -9, or k equals 6. M equals -15, or m equals 3. And then down here, n equals, let me turn it like this. This thing in me. All right, next one will be n equals 8, or n equals 5. Those will be your answers. Any questions? But all right? Body good? Are you still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, all right, the body's still there. All right. All right, so let us do some more work. Let's just look at let us look at the homework. More math equals better math. So it's always to be practicing. I want you to go and practice all these questions over by yourself still, right? That's what you're supposed to do. All right, so let us look at the homework, which is right there. See if there's anything interesting that we can do in the meantime. Alrighty, so it was homework number 2. All right, so let us do a couple of these questions just for good measure, for practice. All right, so we did the first one already. Let us see. All right, we can maybe try this time. Not try do this time. Look at the next page. All right, do that one. All right, let us do this question first, this one. All right, let's do that one. So we can get a use of the quadratic formula. All right. So let us erase it. Not cancel. Let's undo that. Make it. And put up here. All right. Let's do this question. All right, this question tells us to solve this thing. We have to solve 3x squared plus squared plus 5x equals 6. Now, because the question said, given our answer correct to 2 decimal places, that's like a hint that it cannot be factorized. That is why they tell us to give the answer correct to 2 decimal places. They are basically telling us that it cannot be factorized. And we have to use the quadratic formula. Remember, you know, all quadratic equations can be solved with the quadratic formula. Not all of them can be factorized, right? To give us integer factors, integer whole number factors like that. All right. So basically, we're going to do quadratic formula for this one, but we have to make it stand first. Remember now this is basic because it's not equal to 0. So this right now is base, so we don't solve basic. All right. So we're going to transpose it into standard by going 3x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. And we're solving this. It's now standard. We'll throw this and we'll work with that one. Because in this standard form, we are able now to say what it is. The A equals 3, the B equals 5, and the C equals negative 6. And the quadratic formula says that x is going to be negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. All right. And remember, once a quadratic equation question is telling you how accurate you must give the answer, give your answer to 2 decimal places or give your answer to 3 significant figures. Once it says something like that, don't even bother try to factorize it. Right? You run into problem. Don't even bother try to factorize it. All right? Don't even bother try. All right? So we're going to drop the values in now and we'll be good. So the x is going to be equal minus, the b is 5, so it's minus 5, plus or minus the square root of the b squared, that is 5 squared, minus 4 times the a, which is 3, the c, which is negative 6, all divided by 2 times the a, and the a is 3. I carefully work down your values now. Right? So it's going to be x equals minus b plus or minus the square root becomes 25. That's a 5 squared. Now note this now. This becomes minus 12 times minus 6. Notice that it becomes a positive. Right? Minus 12 times minus 6. It becomes a positive 72. All over 6. All right, and so we can write it out now as negative 5 plus or minus the square root of what is that now? That is 97 all over 6. So you're going to get one root to the minus and the other, one root to the plus, the other root to the minus. All right, that's how we get the 2 roots. So we're going to get x equals minus 5 plus square root of 97 by 6, or x equals minus 5 minus the square root of 97 over 6. And what you want to do with this now, you make sure you work out the entire numerator first before you divide. Work out the entire numerator before you divide by the 6. Right? ensure that you work out the entire numerator before you divide by the 6, because the entire numerator that is divided by the 6. You know? So let me use my calculator and work it out now. So I get -5 plus the square root of 97. I'm going to write what that is equal to. So x equals 4.84886 using that divided by 6. Or the other one I'm getting, see here now, -5 minus the square root of 97 equals, I'm getting -14.84886 divided by 6. And just divide the two values now. So x equals
14.
X equals, huh?
So you put down 14.
Yeah, man, -4. Yeah, man, -14. -5. -5 minus square root of 97. Yeah, -14.8 something. And then I divide that by the 6. Divide each of them by 6. So it's 4.84886 divided by 6. And this one is 0. And it's a 2 decimal places, right? So 0.80814. Or x equals, I'm going to correct them to 2 decimal places just now. It's 2, it says 2 decimal places. 14.84886 divided by 6. So this one is -2.47481. But the question said 2 decimal places. So this is my second decimal place I used to correct that. And this is my second decimal place I used this to correct that. I want 2 decimal places, right? So my answers are x equals 0.8, and I correct that to 1, or x equals -2.4, and I leave that as a 7, because the 4 can increase the value of the 7. Those are my answers. All right, those are my answers right there. All right, good. Let's look back at the question and see. Let's look at these. All right, so we just did that one over there. At least some of those other questions some other time. Let us see which question we're gonna do now. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let us do this down here. Let's do that one. All right, we're gonna do it in full. This we don't do the topic yet, but easy. We can still work it. All right, we're also going to that. All right, let's do that question. Let me get a picture of it. So we're doing this one. All right, let's do that one. Okay. All right, so this question now. The first part A, part 1, says factorize completely. Means that when you finish factorizing, no part of it should be able to factorize any further. All right, so we're doing 9 minus 5m squared. That can be written as the difference of 2 squares. It can be written as 3 squared minus 5m all squared. And then remember the rule, difference of the numbers times the sum of the numbers. So 3 minus 5m times 3 plus 5m. That's the difference of 2 squares of part 1. Nice and easy. Part 2. After this, I'm going to show you. Should I show you another method to do factorization? I'm going to work with this result. Difference of 2 squares. Remember the rule for the difference of 2 squares? But we looked at types of factorization that we can get, and you have to be able to recognize them. The rule for the difference of 2 squares is this: a squared minus b squared equal to A minus B times A plus B. That's one of the types of factorization that you must know. Difference of two squares. Difference of two perfect squares. That's what we applied. The 9 is the same as 3 squared, and the 25m squared is the same as 5m all squared. So the A is like the A is 3, and the B is 5m. Right? See that? You have to know that type of factorization as well. All right. All right. Let's go back to this now. So there's another way to factorize these quadratics, and I was wondering if I should show you that other method. There's another way to do them, you know. I'm kind of toggling with the idea of sure. Let me allow you to master the way first. I'll show you one of them, right? I'll show you one of them, and you tell me if you like it. But let's do this one. Let's do this one. 2 squared minus x minus 15. We want to factorize that. So the procedure, right? It is 2 times minus 15 equal minus 30. Factors of minus 30 that add to -1. There's -1 there. All right. So
Okay.
Hello.
Sure.
All right, guys, I'm trying to connect back with the device. So just give me a minute, all right? I'm trying to connect back with the device.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. All right. How do I make post now? Okay, I think we're back. Hello? Everybody can see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're back where we were, right? All right, so we're back here. We're trying to factorize this thing. Okay, so we said the other factors of negative 30 are 2 and negative 15, but they give us negative 13. We don't want that. Everybody can see the screen, right? Just want to
Yes,
make
sir.
sure you can see the screen. All right, good. And then now the next two factors of 30 would be 3 and 10. The larger one, the negative, and the smaller one, the positive. These though are negative 7. We don't want negative 7, trying to get negative 1. All right, so the next two factors of 30 will be 4 and nothing, 5 and 6. No, 5, yeah, 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Okay, the larger one, the negative, the smaller one, the positive, and these add to negative 1. So yes. So it means that the negative x here, which is negative 1x, we're going to convert it to 5x minus 6x, or minus 6x plus 5x, right? And so this then becomes 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x. The minus 6x is what gives us this, and the plus 5 is what gives us that. All right? And we're going to put by the negative 15. Moving down, highest common factor in the first two terms is 2x. 2x out of this is x minus that divided by 2x is 3. Put back the x minus 3 in the bracket over here. And we can look and say, okay, the plus 5x, you divide that x in there, must have factored out a positive 5. Must have factored out a positive 5. And it becomes this and that times the common factor. So it is 2x plus 5 and the common factor of x minus 3. All right, that's that part of it. All right, the other part is a common factor. No, the factorization by parts. That is part 3, which is to factorize x plus y minus ax minus ay. All right. So this one can be factorized right as it is, you know. All right, can be factorized right as it is, because if I factorize minus a out of those two terms, this will become x plus y as a factor, and you get minus a into x plus y. So it's like a 1 in front of this. All right, and so it become 1 and that times x plus y. So it will become 1 minus a into x plus y. Well, let's say I didn't see it that way. Let's say I didn't see that way. I didn't see the common factor. So it's x plus y minus ax minus ay. All right, let's say I never see it that way. What you could do is bring the ax in to the x and bring the ay behind the y. So rearrange the values and write x minus ax plus y minus ay. All right, and then what would happen here is that the common factor will be x. Factor the x, and you get 1 minus a in the bracket. You have to put back the 1 minus a over here, and then to get the 1, you have to factor out the y. Or to get the minus a, you have to factor out y out here. All right, which is up to y. Let's factor out the plus y. Can get plus y times 1 is this, and plus y times minus a is minus ay. And then is this and that times that. And so it becomes x plus y times 1 minus a. This is the same two factors, you know. See, 1 minus a, 1 minus a, x plus y, x plus y. Same two factors, just that they're written the other way around. Doesn't matter. All right, same result. Multiplication is commutative in numbers. We speak about that some other time. All right, let's look at this question now. Right. This is not really factorization and thing, but we can still just look at it. So we're trying to solve p minus 1 over 2 minus p minus 203 equals 1. All right, we can go step by step. So we want to get rid of the 2 and the 3 under here. All right, so to get rid of the 2 and the 3, we can multiply firstly, multiply through by 2 first. So first we can multiply the equations by 2. Multiply each value by 2. So multiply each value by 2. This one becomes p minus 1 because the 2 is cancelled. We multiply by 2. And then this one becomes minus 2 bracket p minus 2 over 3. Because when you multiply this by 2, it becomes 2. That's what you get. And then to get rid of this 3, we can multiply through by 3. So I multiply through by 3. You multiply through by 3 now. This becomes 3 times p minus 1 minus 2 times p minus 2. This 3 will be cancelled when multiply by 3. This when multiply by 3 becomes 6. And you're going to expand the values now. So expand this, you get 3p minus 3. And this one, you get minus 2p plus 4. We get plus 4. Minus 2 times p give this. And then minus 2 times minus 2, you have positive 4. That's why I get the plus 4. equals 6. And then this 3p minus this 2p give p. This minus 3 plus this 4, this 4 minus 3 gives plus 1 equals the 6 over there. Carry what one and subtract it. We get p equals minus 1, p equals 5. P equals 5. All right, that's that. And then now, the last part there. Last part there now, which is the binary operations. It says, define it, says A star B equals the square root of A times B. All right, square root of A times B. So they want us to calculate the value of 2 star 18 star 24. So we want to 2 star 18 star 24. What it is that it's just like the BODMAS system. We have to work out is in the bracket here. So first, work out what that value is first. All right. So we have to put that bracket value first. So I'm gonna work it out. The 2 star 18 in the bracket because the square root, remember, I know it's got the product. Square root 2 times 18. 2 times 18 is 36. So we come square root 36, which becomes 6. So it means that this 2 star 18 is really just 6. And so what happens is that this becomes 6 star 24. But understand that? And then 6 star 24 now is just equal to the square root of the product, remember? 6 times 24. Square root of 6 times 24. And that is 144. And so therefore is the square root of 144, which therefore is 12. That answer is 12. So these are some additional questions. But can I just, before we close, can I just show you another way to do the factorization quick and fast? Just in case, you know, you're interested and you want to consider that other method. All right, so we looked at a while ago 2x squared minus x minus 15. And what did we get for the answer again? We got, when we did our normal way, what did we get? We got 2x, is it? We got 2x plus 5x minus 3. 2x plus 5x minus 3. All right, 2x plus 5x minus 3. All right, let me show you another way of doing this thing. And if you're interested, you can maybe try to do it this way. All right, so pay attention now. I'm gonna go. All right, so what that means is that I'm trying to use back the third way where I'm coming to x squared plus bx plus. All right, I'm trying to get back. I'm basically heading back to that third. All right, watch it now. So I have 2x squared minus x minus 15. Because I want to get an x squared, I'm going to factorize the 2 out of the 3 terms. So I factorize 2 from the 3 terms. So I factorize that 2. I factorize it out of the 3 terms. I get x squared minus half x minus 15 over 2. Minus 15 over 2. All right. So I'm bringing it back to the method that we just did a while ago, earlier today. All right. Now, remember that what it is that you want, this means that if you're going to treat it like the factorization that we were doing earlier, right? This is that the bracket, the signs in the bracket are different. This means they give the larger one the negative. Turn to that now. This means that you want factors of this value that difference is 1 over 2. Right? Now, because you want to have the same denominator as you want the denominator, you want all the denominator 2. You want this value to have a denominator, the square of this one. All right. So I'm going to adjust this number, the denominator become 4. So then it becomes 2 into x squared minus half x. And this is going to come 30 over 4. Right? Why do I do that? Because I want to say something over 2 times something over 2. Right? Are the factors of the 30 over 4. And then the difference between 2 something must be minus half. That is the idea. All right? That's why I put this to square of this. Or the denominator to be 2. Right? And if I'm applying the approach that we did earlier, it's just that you're doing it with fractions now. If I apply the approach we did earlier, it comes 2 bracket. Signs, the first 2 values will be x and x. Signs in the bracket are different. 1 minus and 1 plus. Now what do we want now? We want factors of 30 over 4 with difference is half. Or basically then it's gonna become something over 2 and something over 2. So you really want factors of the 30 with the difference is 1. Because see everything is over 2. So you want factors of 30 with the difference is negative 1. Factors of 30 with the difference is negative 1. Factors 30 with the difference. Factors of 30 with difference is negative 1. What are those 2 factors? 6 and 5. 6 and 5. I put the larger one here. 6 and 5. The larger one there. Right? That is it, you know. Right? And then you're going to simplify it down. You're going to get same 2 factors that I have up here. And maybe first you're seeing it, so it's not so clear to you. But if you do a couple of this, see, it's very easy. Right? Factors of a third where the difference is negative 1. Now, this really becomes 2 brackets minus is really 3. Right? It's really 3. 6 2 is 3 times x plus 5 over 2. But what happened now? To get rid of this 2, I multiply this 2 by this bracket to get rid of this fraction. I multiply this by the bracket over here to get rid of fraction. So multiply 2 by the bracket, I end up with s minus 3. The 2 times x right here is 2x. And the 2 times 5 over 2 is 5. So I get plus 5. So you say I get the same factors. Same 2 factors. X minus 3, 2x plus 5, 2x plus 5. That's another way it can be done. So if you're interested, I can show you this method as well. Sometimes it can be easier. It can be easier than the ones that we have looked at. Want to see me do another one? Want to do another one, guys?
Sir.
Hello. Hello, students.
Yes, sir.
I'm to do another one. Let me do another one for you. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's go back at the homework. Let's do another one and show you. Here's the homework. All right, let's look in the homework for one. All right, let's do this one. Let's do this one right here at 1:15 a while ago. To that plus. All right, let's do this. Let's do that one, right? Let's do that one. All right. I'll come note right here. No, not that one. All right. Just bear me a bit. Sometimes the thing kind of like a cumbersome. Trying to select and should I copy it? I see it here now. All right. Where is it? See it here. Okay. So let's do this one. I'll show you the method again one more time. More maths equals better maths, and you want to develop your skills, right? So we're doing 2y squared minus 7y plus 15. All right. So again, I'm gonna factorize the 2. Factorize the 2, and I'm gonna get y squared minus 11 over 2y plus 15 over 2. All right. The important thing, as I said, is that you want this denominator to be the square of this one. Why? Because I want something over 2 times something over 2 to be equal to this. All right. So I always adjust this value and make the denominator the square of whatever that is. And just to make it easier to see what you must do. All right. So I'm going to adjust that fraction and put it 30 over 4. All right, so it becomes 2 bracket y squared minus 11 over 2y plus 30 over 4. Because all I did to get the method to be 4, I multiplied this fraction by 2 over 2. And so it becomes 30 over 4. Simple as that. All right, and then I'm using method now. 2 bracket, 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 bracket. So I know it's y and y. This tells me that the two sides of the bracket are the same and they are negative. So minus and minus. And what does this say again? I want factors because this is a 4, right? And this is a half under here. I know that my 2 fraction is gonna be half and half. That's how the 2 times 2 gonna give me this for now. And so I know see focus on the number on the top and the number on the top there. So it means that I want factors of 30, and this means that I'm adding factors of 30 add to 11. Factors of 30 that add to 11 add because of plus. Factors of 30 that add to 11 are 5 and 6. 5 and 6, right? 5, 6 and 5. 5 and 6. All right, and you realize that this is really 3. So you're gonna get 2 bracket y minus 3 times. All right, let me show you something. I put the 5 the other way. I could have said 5 and 6. Could have said 5 and 6. Why? Because the 2 signs are the same, so it don't make a difference. So I could have said 5 and 6. Right? And then now, this is really 3. So it will become 2y minus 5 over 2 times y minus 3. Then all I have to do is multiply this to this bracket. You see, I either multiply the 2 by this bracket or I multiply 2 by this bracket. Why am I using bracket? Because I want to get rid of this fraction. I don't want any fractions in it. So apply the 2 by the first bracket. So it becomes 2y minus 5. The 2 cancels the 2. So it's 2y minus 5 bracket y minus 3. Those are my 2 factors. Let's do another one. Do this one. Let's do that one and see what happens. Let's do that one. All right. So we're doing 6 squared minus 13x minus 5.
Sir, you can scroll back up for a minute.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna factorize out the 6. Yeah. Our question?
Sir, I was asking if you could scroll back up a little bit. Yeah, if you can scroll up.
No? All All right, let's go. I'm not hearing you now. Have a question? Somebody have a question?
I'm going to type it in the chat.
No. All right, so let's factorize out this. So it's 6 bracket x squared minus 13 over 6x minus 5 over 6. All right. Then this number to be the square of this one. So in that 6, I need this to become 36. All right. So for that to become 36, I'm going to multiply this number by 6 over 6. All right. Divide that by 6 over 6. And I multiply that by 6 over 6, I get 6 bracket x squared minus 13 over 6x minus 6. Those are, that's 5 here. Minus 30 over 36. All right, I'm ready now. All right, now put that in the bracket and something over 6. So I get 6 bracket x and x. Sides are different. Take that one the minus. So I'm put that one in front. Minus plus. Something over 6 and something over 6. Got 6 times 6 going to give me 36 here. And then I'm focusing on greater by now. I want factors of 30. The difference is 13. To the 30. The difference is 13. Factors of 30. The difference is 13. That's 15 and 2. Factors of 30 with the difference is 13. 15 and 2. So it means that I put the other one here, the 15 and the 2 there. Right? 15 and 2. And then what I simplify the values first. Simplify the values to what we have. So you get 6 bracket. Now this can be divided 2 by 3. This one can be divided by 3. So I get x minus divide the 5 by 3, I get 5 over 2. And this now becomes 1/3. Right? So I get x plus 1/3. So what we do now? Is it 6 out here? Is the 6 out here? The 6 out here so is the same as the 6 out here so is the same as 2 times 3. What do? I apply 2 to this bracket. Apply the 3 to this bracket to get rid of fractions. Simple as that. And so it becomes, when I add the 2 to the first bracket, I get 2x minus 5 bracket. When I apply 3 to the second bracket, I get 3x plus 4. I'm done. That's it. Those are my factors. Good? All right. Want to see another one? Gonna get it? Students, you need to answer questions and ask. Let's see, no more for you. All right, that's one. You can do it if you want to try them. All right, so this one down. 3 squared plus 4 minus 15. Do that one. All right, 3x squared plus 4x minus 15. I'm not sure another way to factorize the quadratic, right? So you can use the one way split middle term. I can do this one. You go back at the video later and decide what you prefer. All right, if you're in another method. Most people use split the middle term. Not a lot of persons use this one I'm showing you now. All right, this one is like my method, but you know, it's a nice method to learn. All right, let's go and factorize all 3 first. 3 bracket x squared plus 4 over 3x minus, if I factorize straight out, I can get 5. All right, so an easy to get 5. Factorize 3 out of 3 get 5. All right. And then remember, I want this to come a fraction with 9. In fact, let me know. I'm going to put back let me put that the 15 over 3. Let's confuse it. Back 15 over 3. So let's put 15 over 3 because we'll have just it anyway. And I want this to become the square of this, remember. That become 9. Right? So I'm going to multiply this by 3 over 3, so it becomes the square. 3 over 3. All right, we'll write what we get. So it becomes 3 bracket x squared plus 4-3x minus 45 over 9. 45 over 9. So I'm ready now. So it's from 3 bracket x and x. This the two sign bracket are different. This one, the larger must have the plus. I'm gonna put the large one in the first bracket and the smaller one in the second bracket. And this will know that I want factors of 45. Remember now, it's going to something over 3 and sum over 3 because the middle term, the sum is over 3. Something over 3, something over 3. And that is all the 3 times 3 give this 9. That's why I need to have the square right there. And to that, know that factors of 45 where the difference is 4. Factors of 45 where the difference is 4. That's clear 9 and 5. Factors of 45 where the difference is 4, 9 and 5. Put the larger one here. Remember, the larger one going by the bus, and smaller one going there. Right? And then now you simplify. Simplify 3 bracket x plus this becomes 3. This remains x minus 5 over 3. So because I don't want the fraction, I apply the 3. I apply 3 to this bracket. I apply to both brackets. Only one of them apply to apply the 3 that bracket. And so I end up getting x plus 3 into 3x minus 5. Those are factors. So if you keep guys and practice this method, factorize a quadratic, find that the midterm business, even a little bit of change, you can use this method as well. So the 2 method, just for decide which one you prefer. All right, and you use either one. All right. So now, 5 what? I call it 5:30. So we can basically end it there for today. Can basically end it there for today, guys. So, very good.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so we end it there today, and remember the next class is Wednesday. All right, so the questions today, what you should do is work those questions over by yourself and still continue to try the homework questions. Homework number 1. All right, so we stop it there for today, guys. So meet again on Wednesday. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. We'll meet
Sir,
again
what
on
time?
Wednesday.
Sir, what time?
All right. Yeah.
Sir, what time on
3
what time
o'clock.
on
3
Wednesday?
o'clock.
All right.
3 o'clock on Wednesday. That's the plan. 3 o'clock on Wednesday. All right. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.